Hi.
Welcome to the DL Show. I'm
Oh,
Drew.
I'm Leo, and this is the DL Show. Welcome back.
Yes.
We have some
There's an elephant in the
there's
room.
an elephant in the room, and we
Yeah.
need to address it.
Absolutely.
It's been a couple of months since our last episode. We've been busy, like not because we didn't want to. We honestly were we were itching to do a new one. So
Absolutely.
it's not because we've had a passion or love for
No.
it. Like it's just we just got busy.
Yeah. And I do have to say, I feel like it always breaks my heart. Like when I see people or I'll see an account and I'm like, oh, and you all these clips, and then you see at a point when they just stopped and when they gave up, because maybe it didn't reach what they wanted to reach. And that's not what we're in it for, though. We've even said it since
No.
episode 1.
Yes.
We're here to platform our thoughts and create conversations
And just make content with a friend, a friend,
Exactly. And whenever we bring in people,
Yes.
it's totally for us. And we really did want to do this, but we were just seriously amount of busy.
I mean,
it's
you
crazy.
I feel like you, not to put the blame solely on him, but I feel like he was doing a lot for a couple of months. So I feel like there was no time, honestly, for us to just sit down and record.
And we were saying it earlier, but if it wasn't one thing, it was another. Just about today, but in general, because then it was already difficult because I was so busy. But then Leo got a nocturnal switch. Want to talk about that?
Oh, so I got switched to third shift, which is pretty much overnight. My normal schedule is 9:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. So it's and if I want to do overtime, which I was doing for a couple of weeks, I would go in at 7 p.m. So 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. Just I only did it for 1 week, for yeah. But the consistent, I did it, but it was just such a big change, having to get used to sleeping during the day. But I really like it. I honestly really enjoy it. I feel like it's worked out pretty well.
Can I ask what has been the biggest pro of working an overnight shift, and what's been the biggest con?
Okay, so the biggest pro is definitely, I feel like I have more free time. I feel like even though I work at night and sleep during the day, I feel like I have more, mainly in the weekends, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because I get to see everyone more. So I just like having that freedom in a way. If I wanted to go to a concert that's in LA on a Saturday, with my old schedule, I wouldn't be able to go. Because I worked Saturday. So now I can just when I get off Friday in the morning, I can come back before Sunday, and they'll be fine. So I feel like that's a really big pro. I think the biggest con would probably be, I guess just not being able to sleep a lot, because I do feel like I have broken sleeping schedule, a broken sleeping schedule, because I get home at 5:20, and then I'll end up going to sleep at 6:30 on a good day. Because sometimes I'll stay up to 8.
Yeah.
And then if I go to sleep at 6:30, I'll wake up 8. I'll be up 8:30. Oh my God, I get so mad because, I'm just trying to sleep. I want to sleep continuously, but I can't. So I'll just get up. I'll end up taking a nap around 3 p.m. until I go in, which is not that bad.
Yeah.
I'm learning to get adjusted to it.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of time, I feel.
Absolutely. It's very interesting because I know certain people really thrive in that graveyard shift. I have a dear friend of mine since childhood, Alex, M. And he was working at Walmart overnight shift for a long time, and he loved it.
Spoopy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
But
Walmart at night.
his two
scary.
favorite things were he never saw customers, and also he would get first jump on the Pokemon card stuff.
Oh.
So I was like, wait, you can't do that.
Wait,
you can't do that.
I'm Walmart, check his back.
I'm his social is. No?
We're putting it up.
But and I love that you're thriving in it.
Yes, I feel like I'm a very adaptable person. Throw me in water, I'll swim. Put me in the desert, I'll find water. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like
no, it was.
it was getting there. We were walking there.
Yeah,
yes,
I'm walking there.
But I just left you behind. Yeah, it works out. I have really good people working. I honestly feel like we have a really good team. In third shift, it's really a lot of young people. We have good supervisors, good manager. I feel like it's honestly just like the week flies by because I feel like
Mm,
we all just go there to work. Nobody messes with you. Nobody bothers you unless it's work related. So I feel like you have the freedom to just like enjoy working. It's honestly it's really nice.
yeah.
It feels so much more calm in
Yeah.
third shift compared to second.
That's kind of funny because, like, in my own way, I get exactly what you mean because my schedule got switched. So I work from home hybrid, and my work days in person used to be Tuesday, Wednesday,
Mhm.
which I thought was great because Monday I worked from home and Thursday, Friday I worked from home. So it was like I got to chill a lot. But then they got switched to one of my days is Friday, which I was like dreading because I always loved almost like starting the weekend early of just being at home, you know? But then on office days on Fridays, it's so chill because it's a Friday. So no one cares that much. Usually, almost every Friday, somebody brings food.
Ooh,
Thank you.
thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. So yeah, like it's something that seems like, oh, this is going to be harder. But because it's like harder, people want it to be easier in a
Yeah,
way. You
I
know what
see
I mean?
that.
Like if
Mhm.
you're freaking working a graveyard shift, why would anybody
Why
want
would you make
drama?
it? Yeah,
Exactly. It's
exactly.
just like,
No,
or if you're going to the office
100%.
on a Friday, it's like I don't have time for drama.
No.
Like let's just, you know. So yeah, that's really cool.
But I mean, you've been like besides work, I feel like you were also busy with like
Yeah.
your like short film.
Yeah. I'd love to talk about that.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So I'm really proud of this. So
mhm.
beforehand, I would say I've always wanted to be involved with the arts. I was in theater from my freshman year of high school to my senior year. And it was something I was always really passionate about. And the first time it really clicked, though, because I had fun acting, but for some reason, part of me always knew I didn't want to be an actor. But I had fun and I was good in it. Like, every role I wanted and I auditioned for, I got it. So it wasn't
What
like, and
I
yes, it
def-
was high school, but at the same time, I had enough skill where I know if I sharpened it and really, but that for some reason that never really like was an option for myself
Mhm.
until I directed a play adaptation of Coraline, which is so
Oh
funny. What I
yeah.
did was like totally not legal. I just like changed every word, basically every word of the script of the movie, and I changed stuff around so none of the dialogue was exact. And for some reason, I was like, I was like, copyright, you're done.
Yeah.
Even though, but nobody stopped me. The teacher didn't stop me. The school didn't stop me, and I put it on as a production, and that's when it clicked. That's when I was like,
I'm
oh,
like Leica. The school is Hilltop High School.
yes.
Yes.
So it's so funny because
I'm like,
because I literally
The
did it
copyright
again.
law
I
is
did it
true.
again the next year with Fantastic Mr. Fox. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
I literally just took. That time I didn't even change anything. I took the movie script and I was like, let's put it on.
Like, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Wes
Huh.
Anderson,
You're
Hilltop
done.
High.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's just when it clicked for me, and I knew I wanted to be a director. And so then I went to school. I went to SDSU, film major, and then I was there for like maybe 3-4 years. COVID happened, and I am somebody where I don't thrive in online learning spaces
At all.
at
No.
all. I just can't. I would rather not
Mhm.
engage than set myself up for failure. Um, and I won't lie, there was like a good chunk from 2021 to 2022, almost leaning into 2023 of like I wasn't really doing anything. I wasn't going to school. I mean, I was working. I meant like film wise, I wasn't writing that much and
Like creative.
exactly. But then a lot changed these past couple of years where I just realized I really want to lock in, and so I started making this web series, and I'm almost done filming the pilot. That's also when I'm doing something with Carissa, who's our cameraman for this.
Yes. Shout out Carissa.
Shout out fucking Carissa.
Yeah.
And so we're doing that together. And it's so funny because we've been filming the pilot for like a year now. And the main, like, the
Is that
main
how
cat.
usually you're like, no?
No.
Yeah.
Usually they knock that. Well, it's so funny because there's been so many scenes where like their hair is going to be like one scene like this and then.
Okay.
But I'm like here for it. I really don't
Yes.
care. It's fun.
I honestly feel like little details like that add personality, especially if it's like, first projects,
Yeah.
first time projects. I feel like it adds that like a sensibility to it.
I agree. It's almost like, I mean, I would hope anyone watching that would be like, well, why don't I just do that? It
Yes.
doesn't have to be professional. Like,
No.
I want to make something with my friends. Let me go
Mhm.
do that. And so that was something I was really passionate about. And then a dear friend of the channel, Giselle Chavez,
Yes.
had
Yes.
came to me, and she had this beautiful concept of a short film she wanted to be made. And it was about the experiences, not just of herself, but quite a bit of herself, but her experiences and her friends' experiences and the blue app they'll call it, or the blue
Okay.
website, and just doing that type of like corn, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
And there's a lot of stories, and I'm also somebody, I know you relate to this, like we grew up surrounded by the love of women and like
100%.
understanding what women go through. And I always think about the amount of times I would hear like my cousin Mia, who's like my little sister, being like telling me when she was like 12 or 13, guys would catcall her, like grown men. And it's just my own sisters dealing with that. It's just a sick world out there. And so Giselle came to me, and I thought I was honestly honored and the perfect person to do this with her because of that sensibility, and also because I do have some experience, and that is why she came to me. And we were able to come together and make a very beautiful story. And I was able to get a dear friend of mine, Liam, who is himself a producer. I went to his movie premiere a couple years back, and I approached him with the short concept and the script. Loved it. Him, and Giselle worked together to refine it, add notes, and then from there, it just kind of like became a thing. I started casting, and it was so interesting because Liam, a producer, is basically the manager. They're making sure the stuff runs well. And I'm someone where like clear I can't run stuff. I can do I can do my creative stuff. That I have no doubt in my heart. That I have down. I can direct, I can write. But like if it comes to making a schedule, doodle, comes to organizing, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And that's not what I have to do.
Mhm.
And that's what a producer really does. And one thing Liam told me was like he gets the most satisfaction, and it fulfills him helping artists see their vision through. And that's so rare. I think especially in Hollywood or like the arts is, I don't want to say narcissistic industry, but it's a lot of like, how am I gonna make it? And so for him to have that perspective, I knew he was the right person for this. And then from there, he set up like, oh, we're meeting with like who's gonna be your DP, your director of photography, who's gonna be in charge of set design, who's gonna do audio. And like doing these meetings were so crazy because that me and Carissa were that team.
Yeah.
90% Carissa, you know what I mean? Like, and so to have an actual team of people, it was insane. And then it happened, and then we filmed it in like 4 days, and it was just so dense, and it was so fun because like I'm so used to, if it's gonna get made, I have to put my part in it whatever way I can. But then I was on set and I had PAs, producers assistants were like, oh, here, we'll go do this for you, or I'm like, oh, do you guys need
Yes.
help? And no, and at first I was like, but then by the second set I was like, hi, can you put my phone to charge? I want to I want to LaCroix. I was able to
I
get
get it.
comfortable.
It's
Yeah,
true.
low key. I was really into it, and it was such a great experience. And it wasn't without its issues, but I learned from all those issues.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's a lot I learned from there. And after that, I will say, like, I was dead. I mean, truthfully, guys, like, I am in the hole a lot for that short film. And I don't regret it at all. But it was a really stressful time because we had a backer. And kind of last second, we lost a lot of funding. And I was never in a position like that before. Not really, where, okay, yes, me, I've been times where I'm broke, but like there's all these people casting, or this crew that put so much time and they are waiting to get paid. And I didn't want to delay that. It's so bad, but I'll pay rent late, but I didn't want to pay these people late because, and so I had to go around. I asked a lot of family members for different amounts of money, and I thank God I was able to do that because, in a way, I'm very privileged to have family, a lot of family, and have a big family to do that. But then that was such a big stressor, and I'm not gonna lie, that's also why it was so hard. Is I was so stressed. I didn't even talk about it because I was so scared. I was losing hair, and I was just, I.
I'm sure.
It was
Like,
so.
I'm sure he doesn't want to get into details, but it was like even I was stressed for him. Like it was that bad.
And so I'm to this day, in a way, still recovering, but I'm better than ever. I
Mm.
do, and I finally
Slowly.
got over that.
Yeah.
Yes, I finally got over that hump. But that's also why. I mean, it was like, again, it wasn't. They didn't want us to film. To long story short, they didn't. The universe.
So don't blame us.
So don't blame us.
It's not our
Exactly.
fault.
No, but actually, all jokes aside, we weren't filming because we were making big moves for our own personal life.
Yeah.
And now that those moves have settled,
We can kind of get back. We know I know we say it like every other episode, but we are going to try to be more consistent.
Yes.
More like try to do even like twice, like every other week.
Yeah, I love that.
Maybe even like we'll do 3 times, like every 3 weeks.
Yeah, yes, I
something
love that.
like a commitment, not too forceful. But
yeah, because we don't also want to lie. It's so funny because I picked up Leon. And we're like, so what's this video gonna be? And we were like, a introduction because we've been like, we're back.
Yeah,
we're back. We're gone. And we really appreciate you guys sticking with us.
Yes, we really do.
Yeah.
I mean, before we started filming, he like pointed out like, oh, we still have like over 100 followers on Instagram, and I joked like, oh, like we already have our like
core,
like a core community, you know, that will like support like regardless. So we really appreciate that.
And it was so fun because like we were pretty active on TikTok for a bit, but without new clips, we weren't. And every day, or like I would like sometimes check it, and every time I checked, we were still getting likes and even follows, like you know. So I don't think what we say was also one of those things where it's like, well, it was dumb. Like, okay, like now that you guys aren't doing it, I don't want to commit. It's like, no, I liked what you guys were doing. I'm waiting for you guys to come back.
Yes.
And
we're back.
And we're back. No, hashtag we're so back.
Yes, we're so back.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah. Hashtag again. Yes.
But yeah, now that we're like kind of, you guys are caught up with us, we're doing a lot of stuff. I have to ask, what's your song of the vid?
From my song, it's a song that's been on repeat a lot. It's an old, not all old, like super old, but like it's not like recent. But it's Vampiros by Rosalía and Raúl Alejandro. And it's the reason why it's my song of the week, mainly because Rosalía announced her new album coming out November 7th. So I'm a really big fan of Rosalía, and this song especially, I just love the chemistry between her and Raúl. Like when they sing, like you can just tell like that they were in love. They had that like chemistry, that like strong relationship. And yesterday I saw my friends Mariana and Kenya, and we were talking about it. I was like, oh, you should play with the mommy, because we were like having like drinks. I was like, like to vibe. And she's like, I don't really like Rosalía. I was like, why not? And she's like, oh, because of what she did to Raúl. I'm like,
what did she do?
I guess she like cheated on, I'm like, women in men's fields.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm always going to support a woman cheating on a man.
I'm not going to not support a woman. He must have done something for her to cheat on him.
And tell me why I was going to say that. I'm like, I'm sorry, but women get pushed to be in those circumstances. Yes. That's why I'm sorry. Like men, even on social media, you see it like they just are assumed to cheat, and women just aren't conditioned.
I thought he had cheated on her.
That's what I thought too.
I'm like, why are you supporting a cheater?
Yeah, you just made that up. She's like, the streets be
saying. The streets her. But yeah, I love Vampiros. It's just a genuinely like a good song. I love just like getting lost into it. Like
the production.
The production is just like
it's a Halloween classic.
It is.
I mean, every year.
Yeah. But I love Rosalía, Raúl, whatever. Luke's coming out November 7th. When we'll be there. Rosary in hand.
Yeah, we'll probably do a video talking.
We should. Absolutely. We could even do. We always say it too, but we will start doing album reaction videos.
And I think
soon.
Rosalía would be the perfect one, to be honest.
A conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, we should.
To even like go on that point, she talked about the album and how it's very orchestral. It's so different from what she's normally done. So, and it's not. I don't think she's releasing any singles.
I hope not.
So even so, we probably won't even listen anyways. Like, I want to be so shocked.
Yes.
I
mean, Bjork is going to be featured. Like, I saw a tweet and I was like, the fact that Rosalía has 3 Bjork collaborations, that just comes to like it shows her like impact as an artist, Yeah, like Rosalía is such a like a unique voice in like the modern like music landscape, because it's like, I feel like she's a good like blender of sounds.
Yeah.
She can grab things and just make them work beautifully, like sonically. And it's like, I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do. Because I mean, Oral was like really good. I remember you said it was like your favorite
song,
like collaboration or song of like last year, whenever it came out. So I feel like they're always gonna do like magic together.
Absolutely.
So I can't wait.
The most beautiful thing about that is Bjork is somebody who's a torch passer. She's not someone who's clinging on to, oh well, I'm this and
titles,
that. Yes,
records.
Exactly. No, she has collaborations with Showgirl. She was the first to really work full projects with Arca. You know what I mean? Like, And I think their relationship is so beautiful. It's a sisterhood, you
Mhm.
know, and it's like Bjork is so open-minded. She works and supports so many artists, and they've all said it behind the scenes or in front of, like, even her like slight collaboration in a way with SZA of Forgiveless. I
Forgiveness. I
mean, her
always like. Oof.
her impact is so undeniable, and it's one of those things where a lot of stans want to gatekeep, like, oh, this person sounds like this person, so the person is bad. And it's like, no, she is, you can tell, graceful
Mhm.
with how many artists are influenced by her, Rosalia of course included. And yeah, I love Bjork, I really do. And it's kind of hard not to when she's so graceful. Like,
Yeah.
I get, if somebody, the biggest thing where I'm like, okay, if you can't get past her voice, that's fine, whatever. But like, appreciate her
A
artistry and
hundred
her
percent.
impact. That is
Yes.
all I could. To the
Mhm.
point, Travis Scott has sampled songs from her. Like, you have all these
Like,
different
who are you
artists.
to deny her impact when
Absolutely.
the people you listen to are impacted by her?
Yep,
It's
absolutely.
like, no, like, come on.
From things even like I've seen from Paramore to like everybody. My song.
Oh yeah, what's your
Yeah,
song of
yeah.
like,
Um,
or in general? I guess.
so I think it's really tied into how I was feeling with the short film. And I was listening to it a lot, and I have it in the playlist, but ever heard of this little known song called Are You Satisfied? By one
Oh, but
Marina?
when my Marina
Marina
Diamandis.
Diamandis?
Yes, I've
Yes.
heard. I think I've heard of her.
Yes.
I think.
I mean, literally, oh,
I think I've heard of her.
is that Catherine Zeta?
No,
I-
actually, her name's Marina.
Marina.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was pulling out my hair the day I mean, I was quite literally like losing my hair. I was like, ah! And I just love this motif of like, yeah, if you want to make your dreams come true, like, you're going to have to lose some sanity and some humanity. It's like one track mind, like high achiever. Like, if it's my problem if I don't have friends, it's my problem if and it's like, it can be self-destructive for yourself to be an artist and to really push yourself. And I've always wanted, it's so funny because I've always heard this song being like, I can't wait till one day I can relate. And then I related and I'm like, fuck, it's hard. It is. And I think it just really hit. And honestly, this year, especially, I really just appreciate Family Jewels as an album.
I feel like Family Jewels is such an. I feel like people discredit it a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like people just start from like Electro Heart forward, and people don't appreciate like the rawness of the Family Jewels.
I agree.
Like Marina, it's her debut album. It's her at her youngest, and like I feel like you really appreciate. Like you said, you wouldn't get it until you got it, and
Yeah.
like now you were like losing your mind.
Yeah.
Like imagine how Marina felt coming into the industry, like like young, a woman.
Yeah.
Like it must have been hard, So,
Absolutely. And yeah, and I think one of my favorite artists that are rising is, I've talked about it, Hemlock Springs. And to me, she is the true, in the best way possible. Because I know a lot of people want to hate on Marina because she's cringe, but I don't care. I love cringe. I love corny. I love people who don't care what other people think. They're just gonna live their
100%.
authentic life. And I feel like the true successor of that is Hemlock Springs, this quirky artist who's like, in the same way you said it was hard, and it's true for Marina that era to like debut into the industry. Now I think it's really hard for Black women to be in this industry. They're being pigeonholed and just everything going on. It's disgusting. And Hemlock Springs is like a dark Black woman, and she's making quirky, fun music that Marina did. And every time I listen to her music, it reminds me of how I felt being 12 and hearing like Miyaugi's Road for the first time, or Oh No, or you know what I mean? Of just being like, who is this?
Like
This
the
is
quirky singing, yeah.
quirky, and it's fun and it's pop, but it's also can be nihilistic in a very normal way. And yeah, we love Marina.
Yeah, I feel
We
like
love you.
100%. People love to not give like Marina her flowers, like you said. I feel like people just think that just because she like doesn't take herself too serious, or she talks about like eco-fascism,
Like what?
so randomly.
Yeah.
But I feel like genuinely, to me too. I love Marina. Like I
Mhm.
feel like she is. I feel like her not taking herself serious is in a way like just a refreshing like artist, to
Yeah.
listen to like be inspired by. I feel like her authenticity is what makes her fans just keep coming back to her.
Yeah.
Or just stick with her too.
And there's never been like there's moments where we're like, oh, Marina, and we laugh, but we
Yes.
love her. Like I always think
Yes.
about
I mean, it's kind of like Lana, Lana
Yeah.
with like A Question for the Culture. It's like, oh, Lana, like, you know,
Lana.
like, bull, bro. Like,
Yeah.
but we're still gonna listen to her. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like we're very much the people that like can separate the art and the artist.
Yeah.
And
In a way that's like unique, because I feel like men get, or a lot of people give men all the grace in the world, and we're like, no, but like women, we allow it. We're not. It's so easy for people to turn on women in the industry.
yes.
Like Rina Sayama, somebody who like released one album that people didn't like, and now all people do is clown her, and it makes me very upset and disgusted because people discard women so easily in a way that they don't with men.
And I feel like it's also, you know, not to be controversial, but I feel like it's also a lot of like gay men. I feel like
Mhm.
artists that are mainly like supported by gay men, and like one time, like once they do something that they don't think is like cool, or like, you know, yeah, a lot of, especially with like Marina, you know, she released also one bad album that like, I mean, we think it's not her best,
Yeah.
but people like, you know, like just clown the like
Yeah.
hell out of that album. And, you know,
Low-key.
some rightfully so, but I feel like Marina just hasn't been able to come back from that because people still bring that up.
And honestly, her follow up was "Ancient Dreams in a Modern Land."
A modern, like
A great pop album.
yes.
Yeah. And you know, I have to say it was really funny. This is one of those moments where, but like when Marina was like P.O.P., you know, and they're like, knowing her corny ass, it's Princess of Power.
And it was.
It was.
Oh,
But-
it was just, you know.
Yeah. But who that's what
We kept
love.
moving.
Yeah.
And I mean, the album it was really good.
I
you
think
know?
it's the closest she's gotten to reaching that original
Mhm.
trio,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Because I really love the title track, Princess
of
of Power.
Power.
I always go like, bigger, bigger.
Yes.
I always say that. So
Everybody knows I'm sad.
Yeah,
everybody knows I'm sad.
Like
You know,
classic.
yes, no.
even like I always go like,
Stupid. You're so stupid.
Like
Contissimo. There's just so
cunt.
many like
there is.
classics.
Yeah.
And I feel like people just don't want to give her flowers.
Exactly that.
Like,
Just because she's a little cringe and one time she made a bad
Yes.
album. But like,
like
God
let her have
forbid-
fun, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to have fun anymore.
Literally. And you know, and it's like, this is so unrelated, but I also really grew up loving Marina and Family Jewels time too, because I thought she was also Latina.
I mean, she looks like Shakira. You know?
And Catherine
And
Zeta.
Catherine Zeta. But her name's Marina.
Marina.
Yes.
bruh. So
She
it's like
gives
she's
Latina. She
she's
does-
an independent, eco-fascist Latina,
Latina,
immigrant in America.
yes.
So like, give her flowers.
She's America.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Marina is
Holly-
America.
Yeah, Hollywood affected.
Yes,
yes.
yes. But yes.
So one thing we like to do, and we just recently brought it into the mix, was like, versus having like one really hard topic we talk about throughout the episode, we have like kind of something where it's like something we really liked
Mhm.
and would love to talk about positively, and something we didn't like, and not that we're going to be negative, but critique.
Yes.
You know, that we want to give our 2 cents, and that way
Yes.
it's never one of those things where it's like, damn, all you guys do
It's
is
never hate. No. And
Yeah.
like it's not, you know, I'm a firm believer that like, you know, you're not talking shit or you're not being a hateful person if what you say is true.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like hate is rooted in like almost like you pushing your own like opinion. But I feel like sometimes you just are talking facts, and you know, and I feel like you can't consider that being like hateful.
But yeah, so that being said, we'll talk about what we liked.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so to prove, you know, we're positive. you
Yes. Well, yesterday we watched a little film by a little tiny micro niche director. He's like Latino, you know, he's up and coming. His name is Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, I think so.
Guillermo del Toro. You know, we
Yeah.
watched Frankenstein, and I loved it. Well, we loved it.
Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
honestly a 10 out of 10 on the first watch for me.
Yeah.
I feel like it was such a gorgeous. I saw someone describe it as a painting coming to life. And I see that because it was so like detailed, the sets, the costuming, the music, the score, everything was just. And you know, I feel like the one thing about Guillermo del Toro movies, even if they're not like the script maybe not the strongest and like the acting may not be the best, but his designs, his production, everything will be on point.
His
Like,
vision.
his vision is so clear, and
Mhm.
like you can tell that every little detail was put with intent. I mean, the costumes were gorgeous. There's this one red dress in the beginning that Victor's mom is wearing when the dad arrives, and like you can just see like the fabric just like dance in the air, and like it just looks so ethereal. It just looks beautiful. Like
Yeah.
at first I was a little sad because there wasn't there were rumors that they weren't gonna show it on like in theaters. It was only gonna be like exclusively on Netflix. And I was sad because like I like watching movies on a big screen. And like this one especially I wanted to watch it because I knew like a Guillermo del Toro movie, you have to watch it on the big screen. Like to truly appreciate like the magnitude of it. Like seeing Jacob Elordi like on full the creature makeup, it was surreal. Like his movement, his acting, it was just like, is that really the guy from Euphoria?
Right.
It was just
Kissing
like,
booth.
whoa. Like
Yeah.
it was honestly like a really, really good movie.
Yeah, it was perfectly casted.
Mhm.
And you even said it how I didn't even know this, or I had heard it kind of it was originally going to be Andrew Garfield, and
Yeah.
that would have been a mistake.
No.
I'm glad. it
Which
was
he
taken.
dropped for After the Hum, which we watched.
Yeah,
last
we also
week,
loved.
which was really good.
Yes.
It was honestly such a thought-provoking movie.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was, and they said it so many times in the interviews and the press junkets, we want this movie to start conversations.
It did.
And it did. We talked about it
Mhm.
quite a bit, and it was very nuanced. Before we get into that, probably finishing off, Frankenstein, I think, was something where you can tell, and he said it, that it was a passion project.
Mhm.
You can tell because he held no stops. The effects, there was a tower explosion,
Oh,
and there were so many effects, and he went for in so many ways where I'm like, oh, they gave him budget, but he has earned it. Of course, he's an multi-Oscar winner, best picture, all that. So he's earned it, and you could tell he cashed it in here. So at the end of the day, this was such a swing that was full of passion and love, and I felt it in every frame. I really did. I was just like, good for him.
Yeah.
Like good for him. And even if I didn't, as someone who read the book, I think at a pivotal time in my life, I had like certain things, and that's why I love to rewatch a movie, because my first movie goes in, even if there's no expectations or small or large, I go in with expectations, and that's not always fair to rate a movie like that. You know, you can't rate a movie because you thought it was going to do something different. So now, so then I still, you know, I don't even have like an official, you know, ranking, because I know I want to rewatch without the cloudiness of that. And I even mentioned there were certain like choices, but at the end of the day, it's like that stuff doesn't matter. When you're watching such a beautiful film, I thought it was a perfect gothic sci-fi movie. It's sci-fi in a gothic lens, and Guillermo del Toro loves gothic. Like, I mean, Crimson Peak. Oh my God, so good. Even Hellboy.
Even Pan's Labyrinth too. I feel like it's very
like Mexican,
gothic.
Latino gothic. Hellboy has that aesthetic of the, you know,
Hellboy. So good.
So
I
good.
love Hellboy.
All of that times 10. I felt like this movie, in the same way Frankenstein is an amalgamation of all, that's exactly what it felt like. All his past movies and certain like the high budget and like almost like intense fight scenes of Hellboy mixed with like a very humane story that he does so many times, but reminded me most of like Shape of Water.
I know. Shape of Water. Beautiful
movie.
Beautiful
Film.
Yeah.
And so I saw that there. I saw the father complexities of Pinocchio.
Yeah.
I saw and it was just, that's where I knew, I'm like, this is his heart of heart in this. So no matter whatever little things here and there, so it doesn't matter. I love that movie.
Yeah. No, it was honestly, it was what, like 2 hours and 30 minutes?
Oh.
And like the pacing was just, couldn't help taking your eyes off of the screen. Is that like, you couldn't like,
you couldn't take your eyes off the
yeah,
screen.
you couldn't take off, whatever that.
Yeah.
You couldn't take your eyes off of the screen.
Yeah.
Because you were just like, just paying attention to every like little detail. I mean, one of my favorite just like as shots is his vision, Victor's vision of the angel on fire. Because they show it 3 times, but the last one, like, it removes its head, and it's like the angel of death.
Of death. This whole
so it's
time.
like, it's just so beautiful. Like, it was honestly I can't say anything else but beautiful.
It's so funny because this isn't a spoiler because it's into 2 parts.
Yeah.
Victor's Tale, right? And like we start off with Victor's Tale, and it's the same way in the book. And it was a small theater, but like when it showed Monster's Tale or the Creature's Tale, everybody in the audience was like, oh yeah, like, and that was such a fun movie theater experience.
It was
like, I knew that was coming, but it was so fun. The audience like being like, oh my God, I can't wait to see that. And that's how you know it's a long movie, but he had them hooked. We were all hooked. We were all
and also I feel
it.
like you said it was a small theater, but I feel like also it was all like a lot of just film enjoyers.
Yeah.
Like people who like, no one talked, no one like checked their phone. People kept getting up to go to the bathroom, but I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
But other than that, like everyone was just like locked in. Like yeah, like 10 out of 10 experience watching.
We got to see it kind of early
Yeah.
comparatively to other people because I don't think AMC's doing it like next week or something or like later. I'm like,
Oh, we already watched it.
but we already watched it though.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
Guillermo invited us, by the
But
way.
no, it was really funny because we were sitting right, but before a worker had put like
Two like reserved seats.
we were like,
We're like, oh my god, like Jacob Elordi and Guillermo del Toro are gonna come out and like present the movie. There's gonna be a Q&A. So I was like, okay. And I told Andrew, I'm like, we were like, I think the second pair to go in. I was like, let's just get seats like right in front of the reserved seats. So like, you know, if they do come out, they're gonna sit right behind us. We can take pictures, you know. So I was like, let's just do that. But it was, I don't even know who it was.
I don't even know who it was. That's hilarious. That reminds me of one time. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was like a Get Moving initiative in high schools, and they were making us learn how to dance for like PE. And they taught us the Beyonce like Get Me Bodied like choreography. And I remember we were like doing an auditorium, and there was like hyping up like there's gonna be a guest. We were like,
Beyonce.
It was like Coach Grits.
Ew.
Literally. And he came out and we were all like, oh.
Everyone stopped dancing.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, well.
But also it's like one of those things where in retrospect it's like, why
would Beyonce be Hilltop?
And why would Del Toro Jacob
in San Diego? Digital Gym Cinemas.
Right?
You know?
So it's
like no.
But every hope, there's a chance it might come true.
Yes,
and
you
so
know.
I'm always gonna hope.
We're delusional enough to believe that Guillermo and Jacob Elordi were going to be in San Diego on a random Friday screening of Frankenstein.
And I wouldn't have it any other way.
No. Well, no.
No.
Yes, I would have just turned around. Like,
yeah.
Hi. Are you new?
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, you know, that's something we liked.
Yeah.
Now something we didn't like. Not that we didn't like. It was just more. We have maybe not like positive opinions about it.
Yeah.
I don't know
Critiques.
Yeah. Oh, you know, a bad taste in our mouth was left by the release of a little album called "The Life of a MAGA Girl." Showgirl, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Life of a Show. What's it called?
No, The Life of a Clans Girl.
Yeah, that one. Yes. No, we're joking.
We're allegedly.
Yes, allegedly.
Yeah, no.
Our counsel, Eileen, advised us not to talk about
we're
this.
protected. And it wasn't even like the album itself, because like we low-key...
We listened to it.
We listened to it, and we were like, I was like liking it.
Yes.
And there's a Fatal-Ophelia,
you know.
Like, me pledge allegiance to your vibes.
Bodies. Yes, your hands and your team.
Yes.
You know, that's the thing. Like, I feel like that's a perfect example of our like ideology. We may clown Taylor, you know, the like, worst person ever, you know, epitome of like white mediocrity. But I feel like she will have a banger or two in her albums.
Oh yeah,
and the Fate of Ophelia, like it's on repeat. Like when it finishes it, I'm like restart.
No, and I remember it was the first song they played.
I was like,
and we were like ready. Leo, we were just ready to be like, whatever. And like it was like, oh shit,
like you know, like
no,
I was just moving. I was like, okay, like
yes,
Taylor, like,
and that's how you know, like this comes from a place of unbiased. Mm-hmm. It's not because we like are rooting against her. Mm-hmm. No, it comes from a place of like this is just genuinely our thoughts and. I know why it wasn't the album, why it really rubbed us the wrong way was like her coming for the...
like the marketing of it all.
Yes. It felt very capitalist and in a time right now where that's just going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. And she has gotten a lot of backlash. And we're not going to speak on like the anti-blackness coded because like other black creators have talked about that. And like, what are we going to say that they haven't? But we are going to talk about the fact that like, she released 40 billion variants.
Yes,
and
that was crazy.
One with just like voice memo. Like, you know, it was a lot of like transparency of like, oh, you just want...
She just wanted Adele's record.
Yes, exactly. And she got it. So like, good for you. But Adele, I mean, Hello, everyone knew. Mm-hmm. Yes. As much as I love...
The world stopped.
The world stopped. As much as I love Fatal Ophelia, that's not something that my mom is going to know. No. You know what I mean? Like, versus... Hello from the other side. Like everyone was there. Mm-hmm. And it was manufactured. You know, because if you call this out, a lot of that fan base, a lot of like diehards are gonna be like, well, the numbers. And I'm like, but it's not the numbers. It's about
like, oh, is that good? It charted.
It charted, exactly.
Well, that's not what we asked.
But that's not what we asked, you know? And Taylor did this interview where she was like, oh, the rule of show business is if you're talking about my album, even if it's good or bad, like it's still like profiting me.
Because you're talking about it.
But I hear that sentiment and I'm just like, one, it's cope. It's so clearly that you can tell, like, oh yeah,
It
it doesn't
stung her.
bother me.
It stung her that it wasn't received well by like her fans. I feel like even her fans, there was like a point when they were like, "Oh, this is not like good."
Yeah, there's this guy, the Swiftologist, right?
Oh.
And then he wore like a headdress listening because he thought it was gonna be like a showgirl, and it was like listening to like Wood, and she's like, he digmatized me, and he was like, well, now I feel foolish.
Foolish with the headdress on.
Yeah, and I don't blame him because it's like that was not what she was promising. But going back to the interview, the second part of it was also like, Taylor, like as an artist, is that really what's important? Is it really breaking records? Is it really being the biggest person ever? You know, I always think about it. There's this song, and it really meant the world to me. Years ago, it's Taylor Swift's Mean. And I used to be bullied, and so I loved it so much. But she says, one day I'll be big enough so you can't hurt me. And I feel like that's been Taylor's mantra ever since. She just wants to be big, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger so no one can say anything to her. And it's gotten to a point where it's like, girl, you're like the music Rockefeller. Like you're just like the octopus of the music industry. And it's just
Yeah, I mean, you said it perfectly. It's like, are you an artist or are you a business?
Yeah.
You know, like you can't, like I understand wanting to, you know, make up numbers to, you know, because obviously you need the numbers to keep producing or, you know, releasing music. But I feel like Taylor's at a point in her career where she shouldn't be bothered by numbers.
No.
You know, like I feel like, I mean, she has a dedicated fan base that I feel like no matter what she would like drops or when she drops it, she'll go number one, you know?
And by a lot too.
Yes.
Like, yeah, it probably would have been 1 million instead of the 4.
But it'll still be a number one.
Exactly.
Like any other artist would kill for a 1 million like debut.
Oh my god,
You know?
yeah.
But,
Nobody
like,
else does that.
No, like I always think about like people were trying to like clown like Beyonce Renaissance because they debuted number one, but it was not with a lot of units. So they were like, oh well, like this is your fave, and you know this is mine doing like 4 million. But I'm like, Renaissance, an album with a lot of like a big cultural impact with compared to like The Life of a Showgirl that had a 97% drop the second week.
Literally. Yes.
It's like you can't go from like selling 4.4 million in the US and then like second week going for like 397,000. Okay, whatever. Adele, she debuted with a big number, but her second week she still did 1 million.
Yeah.
You know, like she still held that like organic success. And I feel like how you said it, I mean, she released 40 versions with like one voice memo for a song. And then a lot of people, I saw like a person tweet and it was like, oh yeah, like she released the voice memos. And she's like, oh cool, for free? She's like, oh, I just found out you have to pay for them. Like what do you mean you're charging your fans for like just you talking nonsense?
Yeah.
And no one saying no to you. It's like, come on. At that point, you're just greedy.
Yeah.
Like you just see your fans as like
Cash pigs.
Cash cows.
Yeah, cash.
It's like, we found more versions.
Yeah, literally.
The super skinny fan that has no more money but has 40 versions in her house. I'm like, girl, like, come on.
I challenge you, Taylor. Like when DL Show challenges you which is like, just drop one album, no variant. How much do you think the general public loves you? And that's what I think she's terrified of, because the second she's not being a big number, it's going to be transparent that she doesn't have the influence and impact that she thinks she does. You know what I mean? So like, I challenge you, Taylor, release just one version.
Yes.
Let's see if 1 million people that isn't just your core fan base, let's see if 1 million people want to buy it. Because 1 million people, over a lot of millions of people wanted to buy Adele's just one version.
And like, I hate that people are like, a common like excuse is like, oh well, Adele refused to release the album on streaming for like 6 months. I feel like that just I'm a firm believer that just comes to show how much people wanted to consume the album. They were willing to spend their money, go out to buy it, and listen to it. Like that doesn't do what you think it does.
No, and I will say this as well. And I could be corrected, but I was there, you know. I remember having to buy Reputation because it wasn't on streaming. And I bought it, you know, because I wanted to do it. But how is it that Reputation, which came out 2 years after 25, did the same exact tactic, but then it didn't do anywhere near as amount? I'm like, so that's, like, so if you did this before, Taylor, and you weren't as big as you thought. I mean, it was massive, but like, you couldn't challenge her then. And it's like, again, like, now I'm big enough, you know, I'm so big, you can't, you know, I'm always going to outdo you. And it's like, that's just, to me, that's sad. And I think of the woman who made Folklore. which is like, oh,
gone.
she is gone.
She's
Even
never coming
Evermore, like, and I
Yeah.
didn't even like it as much as Folklore, but I'm like, I would love to see Taylor just like be pushed in a corner again because she, Folklore came after Lover, which people hated. I liked Lover, but people
yes.
hated it so much that I felt like she was backed into a corner where she had to make something really good, something
feel like-
undeniable.
To me, like Folklore, it was an album that I feel like it was a point where like everyone was a Taylor fan.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you hated her, whatever your feelings towards her, like everyone was singing Cardigan.
Yes.
Like, I feel like it was a moment. And,
Yeah.
I feel like it was a very stripped down version of Taylor.
Yeah.
I feel like, she was in the woods, the long pond session, whatever.
The thing was like, hey, white bitch, me as fuck, the Taylor.
Yeah, and I feel like you could tell that it was a more like raw, but also people say that like Joe Alwyn was apparently like a writer in it.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe we're just starting to see the cracks in the like facade of the pop star that like she like built. Yeah, like the Life of a Showgirl was an album that I feel like it's gonna mark either a positive turn in her career, or it's just gonna be like the downfall.
Oh,
and honestly, I feel like it's giving a downfall.
Yeah.
Just like the way she like moves around with like Travis, the company they're keeping around them, each other. I feel like she's slowly starting to feel more like comfortable being like embracing her whiteness, you know? When I feel like before it was just solely like about the music, about like the artistry of it all. Like I feel like I can't feel the love that like I Knew You Were Trouble, or no, like love story, like those like older like
We Belong
Fearless,
Together.
And maybe it's because she's not young anymore, like she can't like like what is this 40-year-old doing at the party?
the party. You're not young.
Like, and I'm sure like it bothers her to see like Olivia, like these younger artists who like are up and coming that don't need to bend the knee to her. It's almost kind of like Nicki and Cardi. Nicki and like Cardi, like it was very even Cardi said it like, I'm gonna respect you, but I'm not going to like suck your like every other girl around here because like I'll respect you, but I'm not going to like put myself down in order to so you can shine brighter. And I feel like Olivia was that to Taylor in the way that like Olivia found a way to move her. I mean, maybe not willingly, because I feel like Taylor asking for like the writing credits was a big like thing that like pushed you away from her. But I feel like you see it with like Sabrina. I feel like Sabrina is like slowly starting to get stuck on like the Taylor Swift team. I feel like if she feels that if she moves away from Taylor, like she won't find success.
Yeah, it's so funny because I've noticed something, and it kind of clicked in between Midnights and The Life of Showgirl, which is that like Taylor loves to son girls, basically be like, you're my son, you're my, and and I think in a way like rewards that behavior. Like I think about how Lana was on Midnights, and Taylor like humiliation ritualed her at the Grammys, like pulling her on stage when she's literally like, please, I don't want to. Yeah. She humiliated
shoving her in the back.
Yeah.
While she
and she was,
the Grammy.
Yeah. And she's like, I'm that. And I feel like right now she's kind of like with Sabrina, who's so obviously like Taylor. She's like, okay, I'll gift you my feature. Yeah. And it's like, okay, I can't wait for her to try and sun her the next opportunity so she can be like, no, I'm the big one. Remember, I'm big enough so nobody can ever be a threat. And I feel like it's a sad mindset. And it's also very silly to me because a lot of Taylor Swift fans like to act like, oh, Olivia messed out because she
like, oh, I'm sure Olivia's like fuming that she didn't get the. I'm like, Olivia is touring.
Yeah,
like,
she's doing her own thing. Sour is like the biggest debut album like ever, like on Spotify. Like, she's good,
like, and she'll be fine.
She'll be fine. Yes,
yeah, she'll be company with her album, her Grammys.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Yeah, I just hate that like people try to discredit Olivia. Or
for
like
Taylor, it's so
for
weird.
Taylor, yeah.
I'm like, there's like a 20-year gap. I feel
100%.
like
They're not in the same class.
No, I'm like, so why are you like bullying her or making it seem? And mind you, Olivia is very graceful. Yes. She's never made any little.
I feel like if Olivia was messy, she would have come out and like, I didn't even have to give you credits.
Yeah.
But I just gave it to you because you're greedy.
Yeah.
Like you're just so money hungry that like.
There's this artist, and his mind is escaping me. I'm like, I'll put it here. But Brutal was also a song that sounded very similar to his, right?
Oh,
and they had
yes.
asked him of like, oh, are you gonna also? And he's like, why would I? That's how music works. It's collaborative. We all borrow from each other. And so for Taylor, someone who herself has been diminished or like looked down upon in the music industry, for her to follow that precedent of like bullying a younger artist into giving what you need
A
more
younger woman
money.
of color too.
Yeah, I'm like, you need more money? Like, really? Like, really?
Really.
And she's like, really? Yeah. So yeah, just something.
Yeah, so
that was just
put
something
pen
different.
for the guys' thoughts. What do you guys
Yeah,
think? Did you listen
exactly.
to Life of Showgirl? Did you have a bad taste in your mouth after seeing all the versions?
Yeah.
Because like it was almost like every day of like the tracking week.
Yeah.
A new version.
We
It's
found
like,
new versions.
whoa.
Yeah.
Like, you're just shitting them out, aren't you?
Low-key.
'Cause it's like, I'm like, how did you even have time to make so many?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just because everyone's like, oh, Taylor Swift is a music industry. I mean, that's not a good thing. You know, it has to be commercial driven, but also like the importance or like the main thing should be creating art.
Well,
You know?
you said it exactly. And it's so funny that people say that, oh, she's the industry, which is really ties into what I said way earlier, which I was like, wow, it's Rockefeller. It's the monopoly. I'm like, it's not good that she dominates whenever she wants and controls how things work. Like, people are begging Billboard, like, this can't be okay.
I know.
Like, this is insane. And like, but she runs it. And again, like, if you think back to John Rockefeller, the way he had a monopoly on this business and everything he said went, and he always
I'm
succeeded.
like, what business? I'm just kidding.
Oil. Yeah. I knew. A push, thank
push,
you.
yes. Ecathy, right?
Literally, I was gonna say,
Let's move on.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, so it's not a great thing when you say that. Like you said,
No,
like it's
it's
not one of the.
not.
It's
No.
nothing to be proud of.
Mm-mm. I feel like this episode, it was just more like, in a way, like to wake up the channel, you know?
Yeah.
Let you guys know that we're still here and we're still
Yeah.
queer.
And
I'm
we-
just kidding.
yes.
We're still here and like we're still going to keep filming. We're still going to keep posting, but you know, just bear with us.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
we have lives too. I wish we could just do this like full time. You know, maybe
You guys
if,
can
like,
make that
it's-
happen.
Yeah, it's on you guys.
Yeah.
So it's kind of your guys' fault that we don't put videos.
Clark,
But
that's-
yes, no, 100%. The next episode we want to do, well, Wicked for Good is coming out. So
For sure, that one for
yeah.
sure, and it won't be a podcast episode, but we should really do that album.
Yeah, we
reaction
we will.
deluxe.
And even if it's not a side, yeah, we can probably even do it like earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do like, I don't know.
Okay. Oh, Lily Allen's new album. Everybody's talking about that.
We'll see. We'll think about it. Like we can just see what it can even be like an old like album
that we
from
haven't
this
listened
year,
to. Yeah.
you know? Like
Oh yeah.
like something that we can just throw on and like give our thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely.
about. Yeah, this has been the DL show.
Yeah, I'm Drew.
I'm Leo. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
And make sure you like and subscribe
Yes.
and
Comment.
follow us on TikTok at the DL show.
And
I think
Instagram. The
at
DL Pod Show.
DL Pod Show. On Twitter, we don't really use that.
Oh,
but,
no.
but we have it.
But
you
we
know?
have it,
And,
though.
like follow us and maybe we'll start engaging
Exactly.
in it. It's all up to you guys, you know.
Yeah.
You make the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Ooh, no,
Oh, wait,
Loki.
wait. Yes.
That.
But you do.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, thank you so much and thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Bye.